Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session on how and why to do live video um, online. My name is Ksenia, and I'm on the marketing team here at Wave.video. I'm excited to be hosting the session today. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be talking about this really hot topic, live videos, and we'll learn how live streaming has become so popular and how to leverage it with your audiences. I'm happy to introduce today's presenter, Jessika Phillips, social media strategist and founder of Now Marketing Group. Jessika will tell us about the popular live streaming platforms like Twitch and Periscope and some new kings of live streaming. But before I hand it over to Jessika, I'd like to go over some organizational moments about the Crowdcast platform. I see that many of you have already discovered our nice chat here, and you are very welcome to post your comments there and just say hi. Also, you are welcome to share your thoughts and questions during the webinar. So if you have a question, please feel free to ask it through the Ask a Question tab at the bottom of your screen, and we'll dedicate some time to the Q&A session later after the webinar. And the webinar will be accessible through the same link after we end the live event. So you are welcome to share it, and you can do so directly from the Crowdcast at the top right corner of your screen. I guess that's it for now, and I'm happy to kick things off by welcoming Jessika Phillips here.
Hello and welcome everyone. All right, I'm going to start sharing my screen. And TGIT, thank God it's Thursday. We get another day to finish our week strong. I'm going to share out my presentation as we dive in to the new kings of live streaming. And I'm going to just turn my video off so you have the full screen in front of you, and then I will jump back. So yeah, the new kings of live streaming and how and why to do live video. So we'll go through the pros and cons of each one, the content that digital audiences love and hate when it comes to live streaming, and the watch live video essentials. First, how did social media get brought to the mainstream as it relates to live video content? First, it's all about marketing and how we started marketing for brands. When we think about marketing in its past tense, it very much was one-way speak, where it is us just blasting our messages out, asking for people to pay attention to us. Very much interruption. And as it relates to that, most people, as they are getting interrupted in their favorite television shows with television commercials or radio with interruption of the radio ads, everyone started tuning out. They found that the world is getting smaller, though. We have more options than ever before to really reach and get to the information that we need. So when we think about how we're trying to connect to our customers, instead of interrupting them, we found that now they're kicking out all of the ways of being interrupted. So with television, it was DVR. They want to fast forward the commercials, or they're opting to cut the wire and go to Netflix and Hulu because they just want to experience what they're trying to connect with. Same thing with news. They're going to social to get the news and information. Television, they're watching YouTube, whatever it is, but they're trying to avoid ads at all costs. They're just looking for that experience. Studies are showing now, too, that people aren't really watching television, especially when it comes to the 18 to 24-year-olds. This study was done in 2016. 18 to 24-year-olds are down in watching television by 39%, and the number keeps on dropping. In fact, the only number that has grown is the 65-plus audience that is still watching television. So where are they going, and where have they been going? They've been going to channels like YouTube to get their content, and Facebook, Once that rolled out with more video and live video, Periscope, Twitch, and some of the others we'll dive into, this is where people were going to get their entertainment. Actually, these three girls on the screen, these are my daughters, Lily, Macy, and Breece, 13, 10, and 9 years old. They have been watching YouTube to get their entertainment. People like Evan on EvanTube, where he's just literally playing Minecraft and video games and teaching them some of their favorite tricks that they can use to also apply to Minecraft. Miranda Sings, where it's just completely funny, mindless entertainment. And, Evan Zacharias, where he's just talking about, what's new in pop culture. These are the people that they are watching and watching repeatedly. They're finding that craveable content that they love. Or people are watching things that just relate to them. But when live hit the mainstream, who remembers this? If you remember this video and what happened, put some comments in the comment section. This is kind of when live stream got a lot of mainstream attention, all from this one mom, Chewbacca mom, that was just going live in her car on her birthday. She bought a mask for herself at the nearest Kohl's and put this mask on and started telling everybody what a great time that she was having with this Chewbacca mask. Still to this day, this was the most live watched video of all time, beating out Super Bowl ads and any other kind of video ad that has been out there. This woman that is not a marketer, not a brand, had no stake in what she was trying to accomplish, but it got people to think differently about video and how it can have impact. Because although she was going live and not intending to necessarily sell anything, when she put that mask on and all of us fell in love with her and could feel the experience that she was having through her live stream video, the mask sold off the shelf. Not just from Kohl's where she was at, but also at the Toys R Us nearby, at the Walmart and the Target nearby. This mask started selling. So by one person going live and having an experience that was pretty much unscripted and just in the moment, it still had an impact. So brands started thinking, how can we use this now to our advantage? Especially in the day now with live streaming, that anyone and everyone is a broadcaster if they want to be. We all have capabilities within our pockets with our cell phone to really become a broadcaster. It doesn't mean that people are going to watch it, but it does mean that people are watching videos. In fact, 52% of marketing professionals worldwide name video as the type of content with the very best ROI for their brand. Why is that? And when you're thinking about that, and in the future, and how live video and video in general is growing in popularity, Cisco states that 80% of all internet traffic by the year 2020 will in fact be video content. So what is it about video that people love? It's really because we are experiencing something with someone else and feeling like we're in the moment with them. We're able to see their surroundings. We're able to have a dialogue potentially with them, especially as it relates to live. We're able to comment back, whereas some video before, it was really pushed to us and we're watching it. Now we're live in the action with them, reliving and living this experience with them. So when you think about video, how can you use it to create a better experience for your audience and for your customers overall? I like to say, if we can think about how we can draw people in like a magnet, versus thinking of video as a bullhorn, that's the very first shift of mindset that you want to have. When we go back to like the Chewbacca mom example and some of the YouTube examples that I shared early on, all of these people were thinking like a magnet. How can I draw people into me? Not trying to blast a message out to them, but just draw them in to have an experience with me. And if we think about how a magnet works, a magnet attracts like-minded things to them. So if you're trying to attract a certain group of people, think how can I create content that is going to work like a magnet versus a bullhorn or a megaphone that's going to push people away? The 4E rules of working within like a magnet is, if you're thinking about video content, you can use it to really serve 4 different purposes, because people are using the internet to either solve a problem or accomplish a task. When they're doing that, they're usually looking to either educate themselves on how to do something, which I like to call YouTube University or Google, where we're going to find out the answer to a problem that we haven't been able to potentially solve on our own, or looking to get just a little bit more information on that thing. Engaging, whereas we may be just watching someone that is just purely engaging, or we want to be behind the scenes and see what a day in their life looks like, or we want to connect with that celebrity or person just a little bit deeper. So we're trying to go to be engaged with them. We're looking for expert opinions or following thought leaders on a topic, or literally just trying to be entertained. If you can use one of these 4 E's of the style of content that you're trying to create for your audience and think, where would I best serve and where could I best place my magnets, and the kind of content that I can create that is really going to attract the right tribe to me to stick with me. How can I best serve in one of these 4 E's, and the reason why people are going to be coming online in the first place? I think all of us follow someone a little bit different online and for different reasons. So how could your video really attract that right tribe? So let's think about some of the live streaming big players to see, once you have your idea in mind, what live streaming channel could be right for you. So there's some that you've definitely heard of, which is like Facebook Live, but there's some pros and cons to Facebook Live. Some of the pros are that it definitely does have this built-in audience. Facebook has been around for a while. Chances are most of you, if you have a company, you have a Facebook page, a Facebook channel, which already has some kind of fans built in. So it definitely has this built-in audience, and it's very easy to go live. There's also lots of metrics in there and retargeting options. You can now schedule your live stream broadcast. You can have co-broadcasting with others. You can do, now they just announced the live video rewinds. So if you are live, you can actually go back. If somebody's joining in late, they can go back and rewind and start from the beginning, where you used to kind of have to join where they were going in live at that moment, which is something new that no other live streaming channel has. Also with co-broadcasting to another channel. So for example, I have Now Marketing Group Facebook page, and then I also have a Magnet Marketers show that I do live every Tuesday. So I use the co-broadcasting and cross-posting to have those live streaming both go at the same time, and also where those videos are saved on both channels, which is a huge perk for Facebook Live if that is one of your go-tos for live streaming. You can also reschedule live events to have, so you can build in that tribe that is used to consistency in some of your live streaming. And Facebook rolled out the Creators app, where you have multiple different options to not only have your video found within their app, but also have the ability to connect it to other live streaming channels or your other social networks. So you can link out to your YouTube videos, your Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, all of that within Facebook's tool that's built in there. Now, the cons of Facebook Live, a lot of times many lives are done in the moment, and there's so many live videos that are going on. Some of them are just literally, people in the moment, which is not necessarily a bad thing. People are going to Facebook to hang out with their friends, their family. They're not necessarily going there to be sold to or to look and see what their brand, the latest brand, has posted. They're there to hang out and to be entertained. The biggest downside to Facebook Live that I found is that there's not any search engine optimization benefits at all. So if you think about your end game and really why you're trying to do live video, what is that impact going to be in the year 2020 when 80% of the web is video how are you going to be found by your video? You're going to have to rely on people to either go and find you and already be connected to you on Facebook, or people to share it out. But if your goal is to be found with search engine optimization, it's really going to be hard on Facebook Lives to do that. It's also super hard to monetize. So if you're a solopreneur and you're providing a lot of education in your Facebook Lives, they do have what's called ad breaks, but you have to have 2,000 viewers on that and have reached at least 300 concurrent viewers that are with you live in order to monetize. And you don't have really any control over what ads are showing up in your video. And a lot of times, some of these ads are showing up also on the replay, and people don't like to be interrupted in what they're trying to do. So sometimes if they're watching that video and then an ad comes through, they may not finish watching the video all the way to the end. So that's a definite con if you're trying to monetize in that way. Okay, Facebook Live though, just some quick facts about it. It has 3,000 plus years of video that are watched daily on Facebook. I think all of us could probably say that we've watched several Facebook Lives and the replays on Facebook. Facebook Live videos are watched 3 times longer than any other uploaded video or linked out video that is put on Facebook. 1 in every 5 Facebook videos is a live broadcast. So it's very crowded, I would say, in that space right now too. But people are still seeing some success with it. User comments on Facebook Live videos are 10 times the rate of regular videos. So if you're uploading a video, even natively in the app, you're still going to get more comments and engagement on the live video. So another reason why to go live in the video. 70% of the trial group, when Facebook was talking about going live, was made up of high school or college age users. So you can kind of see, you can almost see when people are rolling something out, the trial group that they ask to test it out is usually the audience that they're really intending the tool to be for. So it wasn't like it was really necessarily built for businesses or brands, if that's how you're using it. It's really built for live in the moment action between friends and family again. So that's why this app is there. So if you're using it for your business and using video and thinking live video for your brand to really grow your brand and your business, you have to think about how the app was intended. So how can I use it to be relatable to my audience, and how can I use it in a way that's going to build deeper relationships? Daily watch time for Facebook Live broadcast has grown more than 4 times over the last year. So people are definitely watching this one a lot more. So here's some pros and cons to Facebook Live. Let's move on to the next one. Periscope. So Periscope, owned by Twitter. The pros of Periscope is it's very easy to use. It's very easy to go live in Periscope. And the beauty of Periscope too is that it already has usually built-in niche audiences. So if you are someone that has a brand that is very specific and you have a niche group that you're really trying to get in front of, chances are Periscope has that group. And not only just that group of people that are wanting to watch the video, but also the group of people that are also going live potentially on that subject matter that could be complementary to why you would want to go live to it. So a lot of people that you can build community with and connect with them, and they have a really tight-knit group of creators on that app. You can also keep your videos forever now with the save feature. That was a huge con before with Periscope, is that you can't, your video is gone within 24 hours. It's still, you have to remember to use the hashtag save. That's can either be a pro or a con depending on how you look at it, but some people that really are creating video and putting a lot of time and effort into it, they want to have that video as evergreen potentially, or at least repurpose it in some way to be able to get the maximum benefit out of it. The cons, again, no SEO benefits. It's not searchable. You have very limited controls when it comes to Periscope, and it's super hard to monetize. Now they did roll out 2017 where it's super hearts, where people that are watching could purchase and pay creators similar to some other ones that you'll hear about, but it is really hard to monetize if you are the creator that's creating this content. And you have to at least have $175 in Super Heart credits to cash out within their app for the revenue back. But Periscope Live has 110 years of video that are watched daily on Periscope. Twitter has exclusive live video rights with the NFL. So there are lots of sports fans that are watching live video through that and niche community. In fact, 54% of Periscope is sports related, 38% is news, and 10% is entertainment. And 50% of the audience is under 25 years old. So depending on where your niche audience is, this could be the spot for you. 93% of videos are watched on mobile, which is cool because we've really seen an insurgence of an omnisensory experience where people are, if they do have the television on, chances are they also have their mobile phone in hand as well. So they could be potentially watching the game or watching, something that there's just significant others, or in my case, my children are watching on television and I want to watch something else. So I may be tuning into Periscope more often too, just to see what else is out there. I know I've tuned into a lot of conferences, a lot of things that have been streamed there on Periscope, and it's a great way of connecting with other people. Many brands have been built from starting on Periscope. So that one, live video channel for you. A new up-and-comer is Instagram Live. So Instagram has seen a huge growth in not only their stories, but their live video. Of course, this is owned by Facebook. And Facebook has put a huge emphasis on video with both Facebook and Instagram. The pros with the Instagram, similar to Facebook, is that all of your followers get notification when you're going live. You can co-broadcast as well with another person on Instagram, which notifies both of their audiences, which is cool. And Instagram is featuring these live videos on the top of Instagram for 24 hours. So you will get a huge visibility factor if you are live streaming on Instagram, because you're featured there for 24 hours, where it'll show your circle icon of your face or your logo or whatever your profile picture is, and then a little live next to it. And any of you that are using Instagram regularly, you'll see not only will it show at the top, but they're also showing it, if you keep scrolling down, through the middle too, and let you know what you've missed if you've been off for a little while. Similar to Facebook as well, you can view Instagram stories on the desktop. So 2 ways for people to get to you, not just on their mobile device. The cons of Instagram: 24-hour lifespan unless you're saving and downloading that video. Again, not searchable, and mobile live only. So unlike Facebook, where you can go live on your desktop, Periscope and Instagram, you can only go live from your mobile device right now. 250 million daily users and growing on Instagram. Instagram users are 18 to 29 years old on average. There's 3 times as many comments on videos than sponsored posts even on Instagram. And you can save your live stream on your camera roll, again, to repurpose. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. There's been several ways to repurpose some of these live videos using a tool like Wave and some others to really maximize your efforts when you're going to live stream. And with the parent company, Facebook, you can share your video from Instagram directly to Facebook. So it's a great way of sharing out that broadcast. One that you may not be as familiar with, YouTube, yes, but YouTube Live. YouTube Live, I'm a huge fan of. I've started using a lot more because YouTube, being the #2 most used search engine in the world because of its parent, Google, it is super easy to find content on YouTube. YouTube, its built-in integration for going live is very easy to do from either your desktop or your mobile device. All the content is searchable, which is another huge win. And they were one of the first to roll out 360 videos. Now, of course, you can go live on Facebook 360 as well, but with the growth of AR and virtual reality, we're going to see a lot more 360 video integration, and YouTube has made this experience very seamless to do that. With just a quick 360 video purchase and going live, it makes your videos more immersive, so people really do feel like they're in action with you. We're actually using this with one of our clients that has a tool, and it's called the Mr. Manhole tool. I'll show you a little bit more about that here and later in the presentation. But what this tool does is it drills perfectly circular manhole covers and replaces it without someone needing to use the old school like jackhammer and things like that. What they were finding with other videos is that it only showed a very polished version of the process. So we started doing 360 videos live to show the full demo from start to finish, and they were able to pitch this tool now and show how it can really be used in that environment. Which has really helped their sales growth and building that trust and relatability, because people can see 360 exactly what it feels like to use this tool and what it looks like. Also, monetization on YouTube is very easier, I should say, than the other platforms. And if you already have a subscriber base built on YouTube, they get notified too when you go live, which is a great way of building your community faster. The cons of YouTube Live is that a lot of places have this as a block site. And although we want to think that everybody's watching live videos in their spare time when they're off work, a lot of times people are at work or at school, and a lot of times YouTube is one of the blocked sites at various campuses and at various offices. You also don't have a lot of control when it comes to comments, similar to some of the others that we mentioned. And there's a waiting period. You cannot just go sign up today and go YouTube Live. You do have to have a 24-hour window. You have to be approved to go live. Once that 24-hour window has passed, you've been approved, then you can start your live. So it's something you'd have to plan ahead of time in order to want to do this, instead of it being built in to some of the other apps and you instantly be able to go live in a moment. But YouTube live video. So second largest search engine in the world, as we mentioned. They launched live streaming in 2011, and the royal wedding was streamed there. More than 18 to 49-year-olds visit YouTube mobile every day versus any television network. People are on YouTube like crazy, watching their favorite creators. I know probably all of you have a favorite creator on YouTube. The average time spent per session on YouTube is hands down, blows all the others out of the water. It's 40 minutes on YouTube, because usually people get addicted. It's kind of like Netflix, right? When you start watching a show, you want to continue watching. Even though some of the average videos are like 2.5 minutes, people will continue watching because it is known for having that craveable content, which is king in live streaming. 56% of most watched content was of speakers at conferences, and 43% watched music videos. So if you think of how people are going on and watching it, how can your videos compete with some of the things that are out there now? How can you create that craveable content that people want more and more of? So I asked my friend Owen Hemstath, he is known as Wave.video, why YouTube Live? He is known for being one of the YouTube experts, and he says YouTube Live blows away any of the other live streaming platforms because it's an easy to use interface. Not only will your videos get viewed, but they will rank in the search engines long after the stream ends. No other platform can do that. Again, I have a lot of bets on YouTube Live because of the searchability. And if you start planning now and putting your content to work and preparing for the future, search and voice search is going to be the name of the game, and if you can be found with your videos and the videos are craveable, that leave people wanting more, it may be one that you start playing around with now. Especially when a lot of people are going and using some of the other platforms. Sometimes when one mass group goes one way, you want to look at, hey, what's another way that maybe is a longer end game solution, but will prepare me for the future. So I am very much a YouTube live fangirl, if you couldn't tell. So the next one is Twitch. I'm not sure if you've heard of this one before or not. If you have, leave some emojis and maybe one of your favorite creators on Twitch. But Twitch was first rolled out with YouTube, and then it was quickly purchased by Amazon. Amazon had a hefty price tag on Twitch, which they purchased. And there's definitely some pros to Twitch. So it's very easy to monetize on Twitch. It is a worldwide audience, and it has a very, very niche built-in community, and it's very much experience-driven. Experience, they're saying in the year 2020 is the #1 reason somebody is going to choose your product over another is all about the experience that they have with your brand. So how does a brand make you feel? Even before maybe you've done business with them, like what is the process like? Are they easy to find? Can somebody relate to you and the people that you have within your company? How do you make a person feel once they've purchased something from you? So very much experience driven. The cons are niche gaming audience, very much niche to the gaming industry, although it's open to anyone and there are some other categories in there. Majority of what you'll find on Twitch are people playing games or talking about video games, and several eating channels where you can watch people live eating and talking. But that it is evolving a little bit, but majority is the gamer community. Another con is there are trolls, and more trolls on Twitch, and they are not afraid to troll your account if they disagree with you and be very belligerent about it. So Twitch live video, though, is owned by Amazon. In 2012, a year after launch, Twitch TV was seeing over 20 million visitors a month, and that number was growing by 10% each month, and it's still growing. They partnered with over 2,000 gamers who had successful streams and was even giving out scholarships to streamers who were still in school. I have a couple friends that paid for their whole college education by literally playing video games on Twitch. EA Sports has sponsored several Twitch streams, so it's been great for them. They have 100 million plus monthly viewers on Twitch, a channel for you to watch people eat if that's your thing, but it's very much an interactive experience. So what I mean by that is I've actually been on Twitch several times with friends because they roll out these games but are more like movies that you can experience together. So you and a group of people can actually start this game that looks like a movie, and you decide what the characters do, and you're brought to different scenes where you then decide if a character makes one decision or the other. And so it's very immersive where you're having this full-on experience together with a group of people. So I've caught myself now following when the next one rolls out, and it usually rolls out a couple times a year, and there are several people that are participating in this. So a very much immersive experience. So some brands like Old Spice had created a live stream on Twitch, and they had this man live out in the wilderness, and all of the people, the viewers, got to decide what this man did. And this blew up for them. They had over 1 million people that are watching, participating, and all for Old Spice. So you have to think a little bit different when it comes to Twitch. It's very much the audience is in this with you. It's not something that you would just be talking to a group of people on your live stream. You very much have to bring them in and get super creative with it. But if the gamer community is your audience and who you're going after, then you may look and see who's on Twitch that you could partner with and how you can make your content relevant to them. Another growing area that I've seen on Twitch too are people that are traveling. So if you're in the tourism or hospitality industry, they have people that are traveling different areas and just kind of giving you behind the scenes access to things that an average person may not be able to see on their own, which is something that people love when it comes to live streaming. They want access. They want to see what a day in the life is like for someone else that maybe they would have access to had it not been for this live stream. So another way to look at Twitch that way. Ross Quintana, he's one of my friends that's also a relationship marketing person, and he is an avid Twitch user. So I asked him what his take was on Twitch when it comes to brands. And he said, the gaming community is a great test ground for live video, but salty gamers will test your authenticity, and you need to be real to engage and respect the whole culture to succeed and pass the sniff test. He said people can spot a fake if you're trying to go in and relate to this gamer community. Then that's where I said the trolls and more trolls will come out of the woodwork because you have to pass their kind of sniff test. Are you one of us, or are you just trying to sell to us? But other than that, they are very supportive. I've watched live streams where through each live stream, a streamer has made upwards of a few $100s just by being on this live stream. YouNow. So YouNow was a newer one for me. It's something that I've heard some buzz around, but I haven't necessarily used it for our brand or any of our clients' brands that we worked with, but it's just something that I know is popular amongst certain groups. So I wanted to kind of see what it's all about. But YouNow is a live streaming platform that's really kind of all about the monetization. So it's someone going on, a creator, an artist, a thought leader, anyone that has something of value that they're going live with in exchange for money, basically. It is worldwide and backed by the entertainment industry, and it's 43% engagement rate. It definitely has a very younger audience, a lot of millennials, and actually now the newest generation that are on there, a lot of 16-year-olds, and you do not know who's watching, and unfiltered comments are definitely some of the cons. I was very surprised at some of the videos that I was seeing on there. It only does live for 24 hours as well. It's not searchable, and unfiltered comments is definitely a con when it comes to this one. But it has 150,000 live streams a day. Under 25 age group is definitely the audience. But people like MTV, Refinery 29, People Magazine, Mashable, Al Roker, Snoop Dogg, and other artists are really using this platform to connect with the younger audience. So if you are someone that is selling to this younger audience, they're not necessarily following a lot of brands, or going to their website, but this is a way that you can connect with them right where they're at with something valuable to them. What I've seen a lot of these larger brands like MTV and Refinery 29 do on this YouNow, their YouNow channel, it's not the main like MTV person that is doing their live streams. They have a younger ambassador that is kind of heading up their YouNow channel. So it's definitely somebody that's relatable to the people that are using that platform. This was launched in 2011 and is still growing, and America's Got Talent is probably one of the most active channels on here, probably for good reason of who they're trying to recruit as well. One of the more popular YouNowers, Zach Clayton, he has 1.4 million followers. He makes over $10,000 a month. He was actually brought in as the youngest person on the South by Southwest panel, and now getting huge paid influencer gigs just from starting out on YouNow, just going live, showing his day as Zach. LinkedIn does not have live video yet. I wanted to bring this one in because it's my prediction that they'll probably be getting it next. And also with just recorded, you can record live, but it's not streaming live from your phone. Video on LinkedIn is probably one of the most underutilized spots on social for video, because it's so much B2B action there. It is worldwide, and it has powerful backed analytics of who's watching your video. The cons is mobile only when you're recording, but if you work for a B2B group or you're targeting B2B, it is a spot to start doing your recorded video and be ready for when the live video comes out. The videos that are going up on LinkedIn, or if you're active on LinkedIn, you've probably noticed such a change over the past 2 years to where people aren't as polished as they used to be on LinkedIn. They is very much more accepting of some of the live video style of videos that are on LinkedIn, and is highly engaged with there. So if you are a B2B company and you are looking to reach a more professional audience, I definitely would not write off LinkedIn. The cons, it's not available to everyone yet. It should be to almost everyone, but it's not available to everyone yet on LinkedIn for video. But the video, the live video, like I said, is not there yet, but it will be coming. You can record it live from your phone, but it's not shown live in the moment to everyone that's watching. But they're launching it now. 100 people per day were getting it when they first rolled it out. It's definitely a professional audience. And you can do up to 10 minutes of live video recording from your phone that will then be published and shared out with your audience. And it is getting a ton of engagement. The biggest reason why all of these platforms are growing, and we're seeing more and more that are being integrated with live video on social media channels, because we are curious. We want this inside look to a day in the life. We want access. We want to build that know, like, and trust relationship with people faster, which then leads to referrals. But there are reasons why people will watch live streams and why they will tune out. So I've tried to break up watch to give you some things to remember of things and why people will tune in and what will keep them coming back. One is the who, like we talked about at the beginning. If you want to think like a magnet, you have to think about, who do I want in the audience seat that is participating in this with me? And instead of imagining that you are recording this for multiple people to watch, imagine that you're going live, communicating with one person on the other end of the screen. I like to think of who your ideal buyer persona is. There is something that we'll put in the comments here, a link to where you can create your personas. It's makemypersona.com if you've never heard of buyer personas or not familiar with them. But think about, who is your audience? Who's going to be watching the video? Why are they going to want to watch? And what are you giving them access to? So who is the first thing you really need to think of when you're going live? Also, who is going to be live in the shots? A familiar face is always great if you can keep something that is going to be the same person that people can expect again and again, so they can build this relationship with the brand. The who is also what separates like the logo to make it a real person of the brand, bringing the brand to life. That's your ultimate goal. And people will watch when they know, who is this brand and why do I want to connect with them? The second thing is action. What kind of action are you wanting people to take? That goes back to like the 4 E's. Are we wanting them to just participate and get to know us better? Are we wanting them to take action as in to sign up for something? But start with like your end in mind. What kind of action? Why are we doing these videos in the first place? Are we trying to be found on search? Are we trying to build a better community? Are we trying to get our name out there or explain our products? What kind of action are we wanting people to take? This is a screenshot of the Training Tuesdays Magnet Marketers videos that we do live every Tuesday. And our whole action is, we want to keep people up to date on ways that they can work like a magnet for Bullhorn in their marketing. And we're talking to that small, mid-sized business owner and marketer that's really challenged with keeping up with the trends. And we pretend that we're talking to one person, our persona on the other end, as we're going live. And the action that we want them to take is to stay up to date with these social media trends and to think of us when they have questions or need help with social media. Again, begin with your end in mind. Before you even go live, write out who are we trying to create these videos for and what are we really trying to get accomplished at the end of the day. The second thing, which is usually the most scary for people, is the tech. I always say, start with what you have, where you're at. Honestly, to get started, you really just need your cell phone to go live. However, people will tune out if your audio is bad and if your lighting is bad. So you can use your cell phone and literally just play off of natural light. You can get some lights, which I'll show you here with some of the tech, like a hands-free microphone, Rode, portable lighting system. They sell like even the selfie lights on Amazon for under $10 for some of them if you start there. Also, people don't like when it's shaky on your camera. I mean, you can have somebody else hold it for you, but a tripod or a stabilizer like an iographer is a really great tool for keeping your video stable. But I've even seen just like a pop socket on the back of a phone, which is just this little nub that is stuck on the back of your phone where then you place it up on boxes or whatever you have with you to work with to keep your video stable. Good Wi-Fi is probably the most crucial too. Nobody likes the interrupted videos when it's going in and out because then that messes up everything. Also, the starting and the stopping, sometimes it's a little, people don't like to see your thumb starting it or, close up of your face or whatever. So you might think about purchasing an additional battery and a remote Bluetooth start, depending on how you're doing your live streams. And then a camera that supports clean live HDMI if you really want to get techie with it. So here's some photos of what we use. So the top right, or excuse me, the top left is the iographer, where it has built in kind of all of these things except for the light, stabilizer, the Rode mic that's built in that's going to really have the sound cancellation in it. It plugs right into your phone to give you that good clean audio. And then there is the light at the bottom left, where this is literally like battery operated, and it's just going to give you that nice bright light that you can use for your live streams on the go. There are some fancier tools if you want to get really fancy with it and make it look polished. That's like a stabilizer that no matter where you move or how you move, it's going to keep your video stable. You can use a DLR or a DSLR, excuse me, camera with a clean HDMI input output to connect multiple camera angles if you really want to get sophisticated with it. And the ring light or the Diva light too. This is what I use in my office, literally, and I just have this right in front of me, so then there's always nice, clean lighting before I go live on video. And then some people use just another camera lens that you can literally snap onto your phone. I know my friend Brian Fanzo, he uses like this fisheye lens, and people comment about it all the time just because it gives them a different angle. And when you're going live, you want to create something that's really you. So think about your backdrop, think about what you're really bringing into the live video that people can expect from you. Which brings us to the next point, is consistency. So really consistently think about what am I going to be producing and how can I be consistent with it to really let people know what they can expect. Another friend of mine, Damian Ross, he goes live each week. He's on his Road to 300 is what his video series is called. And at the beginning of every video, he has the intro slide that comes in with him. And then he has some funny outtakes at the end that he adds into his live streams. The most important part of all video is just being yourself. Nobody wants a talking head. Nobody wants something phony or cheesy or just sales pitchy. They just want to see you. They want to connect with you. So the more that you can just be yourself and relaxed, the better. People will connect with you that way. The best marketing does not feel like marketing. So just make it fun. Some of the best live streams are, again, like Tobacco Mom. It was not marketing. It's just built to have fun and be connected with people. So think about, how do you want to do your live streams? Are you educating? Are you going to engage? Are you going to become the expert in something that you're sharing your content? Are you simply just going to use it for entertainment? But if you want people to watch your videos, you have to create some form of craveable content that's going to keep them coming back. Because marketing is not necessarily, when it comes to live streaming, a science, it's an art. So you have to think it like an artist. What can I give people that are really, that's going to be my own art that nobody else can duplicate, because nobody else is you. Then next thing is just thinking of the tools that make the most of your videos. So if you are saving these videos and you want to multi-purpose them, think of, how can I make the most of this video? How can I promote it ahead of time? How can I maybe download the video after it's went live and repurpose it? I use Wave, of course. I've saved videos that we've done live, like I shared the example of Mr. Manholt earlier. And then I use Canva to create some of my slides to promote it out ahead of time, or just to use it in some of the promotional tools like the YouTube. If I'm uploading my live video later on YouTube and I want to create a thumbnail for it, I'll use Canva for the design. But don't think just because it's a live video and you're maybe using a tool like Wave or Canva that it can't be successful. Actually, the Mr. Manhole video that I will put a link into, we used Wave to push this video out, and it got picked up by Cheddar, Mashable, Forbes, Unilad, and Tech Insider, and more. And it had over 6 million views in the first 48 hours on this video, just from us using live, using then repurposing for the video, with using it in Wave and then promoting it out. You can do a lot with just having the right idea. You don't have to spend a lot on video production and make it a big ordeal. Just have a good idea and write it and make it directly for your audience. So some finishing thoughts here before we open it up to questions is the platforms will come and go. There will be new ones, just like we talked about today. YouNow may have been a new one for you, or maybe it was Twitch. There's going to be others that come. I still miss Blab. For any of those that are on here that remembers the good old days of Blab, that's how I was starting out in my video, and that platform that came and gone. You know, some of these platforms will come and go, but it's your commitment to building relationships that will last and ultimately win. So no matter which platform you choose, think about how you're going to use these tools to build relationships and make sure that you have a home base for people to connect with you on, like your website, because these tools are going to change again and again, but you are your best secret weapon. It's people wanting to build a relationship with you, because relationships will always be more powerful than anything you do in marketing. Thank you so much for letting me share this presentation with you. I want to open it up to some questions here.
Thanks so much, Jessica. It was a really insightful session for all of us, I'm sure. So let's go ahead and read the questions. We have another question from Shastine Thomas about the length of a Facebook Live video.
Yeah, that is like the mystery question. So I always say there's no maximum length or, short, like a lot of people say, oh, a minute and a half on YouTube and, this long on Facebook. I say go as long as you're providing value and as people are watching. So I would say, go with your audience depending on your subject matter, but don't feel like you have to keep it to a certain amount of time. If you are really rolling and you have good value, then keep it going. Unless, the only caveat to that is if you've scheduled something and said it's going to be 45 minutes long or 20 minutes long and it's a training, make sure you stick to that time and be deliberate about stopping at that endpoint, so you're respectful of people's time.
Right. Thanks. And so we have the last question from Warren Henley about YouTube Live and Wave. How can we combine the two?
So YouTube Live, what I've done is download the video after I've went live on YouTube. So you have the same capabilities you do in your other videos on YouTube. You just go to your Creator Studio in YouTube, click the radio button in front of it, and then download as MP4. And then you upload it really easily into the Wave portal there. You can trim and edit it from there. And then they have all the functionality to add in your lower thirds, your logo, your calls to action at the end, music if you want it and you didn't have it maybe in your live. All those tools are there, and then export it and share it to your favorite social networks from there.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for this really insightful presentation, Jessica. And on behalf of all of our viewers today and video team, we thank you for this webinar. And we will have this webinar accessible through the same link, so everyone is welcome to share it with friends and colleagues or watch it later. And please stay tuned for more events to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time and for your tool. It's made my life a lot easier, and thank you all for tuning in. I would love to stay connected with you. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.